Oh, this is my Novelty podcast #1. This is like a international. We got an international superstar in the house. It's #1 big homie, straight from Sierra Leone. You know that place. Holler if you know about Sierra Leone. Yeah. Okay. So Kofi. But this is Tommy Abdul Conte. Uh, awesome soccer star, man. Let's talk soccer. Where you play soccer? Where have you played soccer before? Tell these people.
Oh, everywhere. You name the continents I've played there.
Let's name a continent.
Uh,
South Central. Let's go North America.
North,
So we're all in
North
North
and
America.
South America.
Yeah. Central America.
Central
It's not a
America.
continent, is
No, it's a region.
it?
It's a region in a continent.
In a continent.
Yes.
So what's your favorite place? Well, first tell us. Are you on Twitter?
Yes,
Tell
I'm
me
on
you're on
Twitter.
How do
Yes.
people hook up with you
Yeah,
on
people
Twitter?
can find me on Twitter.
How do they find you on Twitter?
Abdul T. Conte.
How do you spell Conte?
Conte as in Tom. E-H.
That's some powerful marketing. I appreciate
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Tommy. We'll throw that up again. I think. What is it again?
C-O-N as in
C-O-N
Nancy.
as in Nancy.
T-E-H.
T-E-H.
At Twitter.
At
If you don't know, it's
at twitter.com.
Well, if
Is
you
that where
don't
you
know
send
it's
it
a
to?
Twitter, then you need to get some education on social media.
You got any YouTube? Wait, you've got a soccer
Yeah.
academy too.
Yes,
We
we
need to talk about that.
Yeah. We have a soccer academy. I have a partner.
You know,
I
okay.
have a business
Yeah,
partner.
business partner.
And she is the online guru. She does all the media things. I just play second fiddle in that department. And my specialty is on the field, so I focus there 110%, and then I try to do my best on the social media part. But my partner has that covered.
That's good news. So you're rolling through San Antonio. We're here actually in the My Novelty Studios in the basement of the Alamo, and this is why it's taking such a long time to get this set up, because permitting, the licensing, the city bullshit, and we finally got that worked out. I just met with a couple city councilors last week. We sealed that deal. So if you hear a little echoing, it's because we're in the basement of the Alamo, and acoustics aren't that great. We're working through it. We're trying to see what we can do. We're in touch with the Daughters of the Republic of Texas, maybe for a future sponsorship. And but Tommy's rolling through because you're going up to DC to set up some of these soccer camps.
Yeah.
Because they want a international superstar to teach.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And you have some DC roots. Didn't you play up there?
Yeah,
in DC?
I practically kind of grew up there. But before I go into that,
okay.
The problem you have with your audio, maybe you should fire your audio engineer. He's not doing a good job. How can you have a super exciting place like this in this Alamo basement with all these machineries and the audio ain't working?
I can hear you.
So, maybe you need an engineer that knows what they're doing. Really knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I feel
But
that.
yeah, I have. I'm rolling to DC, driving through San Antonio, and going up to Tennessee, and then into Virginia by Saturday night, and I'll be doing a lot of soccer with a lot of private trainees and clubs,
Yeah,
and
a lot
then
of
in the
clubs.
summer I'll do the camps.
Okay, so let's see. I remember one time you were telling me about a celebrity you met. I know you've met a lot of celebrities and you have a lot of these stories. There's one celebrity in particular, and a lot of the listeners here might know him as the person who taught Anderson Silva how to do a front kick. And he's also a huge martial artist in his own right, making a lot of movies. One of my favorite, of course, is Under Siege. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah, Steven Seagal. And so you met Steven, right?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you meet Steven?
In Jamaica. I met him in Jamaica. It was the funniest thing. We went there with DC United to play a game, and we were playing in the CONCACAF championships. The CONCACAF championships is where the teams that qualified the year before, like the first, second, and third tier, you will end up playing in a championship against other teams in the region like Guatemala and the Central America and the Caribbean. So our first tie was against, I can't remember the name of the team, but it's against a team in Jamaica. And we went down there and stayed in the hotel, nice hotel
Nice.
downtown. And we
Like the
had,
Players Hotel.
well, the Players Hotel.
I mean,
Yeah.
like the real player.
The soccer players, yeah.
And the real player.
Well, yeah, the real players like Steven Seagal,
Yeah.
those kind of players. So we're coming down, we're going down for dinner in the evening. No, actually not dinner, lunch. It's like around 1 o'clock. We're going down for lunch. And me and like maybe 4 or 5 other players, we walked into the elevator. I think it was like on the 10th floor. And the elevator came down and then it stopped. And the doors opened. And guess who walked in? Steven Seagal. I mean, I'm looking at this guy and we're like, oh, wow. Tall guy. He had this beautiful woman next to him. I think she's Jamaican or something.
Of course he's Jamaican.
Yeah, well, he's in Jamaica. Why not? Why not go Jamaican?
Yeah, taste the delicacies of the local culture.
Exactly. And he came in and we talked.
How dark was the berry?
He actually what?
How dark was the berry?
Jamaican dark. Yeah, so dark Jamaican berry. And he came in and he actually saw our logo on the chest because we didn't talk. We're like, we don't have to talk. And he saw the insignia and it says DC United. So he actually initiated the conversation. Hey, you guys are from DC? And we're like, yeah. And it's like, what are you doing now? We said, oh, we have a game tomorrow and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, cool. So we talked and he said like, oh, I'm staying in a hotel and I'm like, okay, we'll find you somewhere around. And we actually did find him in the lobby later on in the day. He was just chilling there having some cocktails. The celebrities need to get cocktails whenever they need it. So we joined him there, not for cocktails because we're in soccer.
Yeah.
But we sat down with him for maybe 40, 45 minutes and chatted. And then we were, yeah, but it was interesting.
Did you grow up at all or watching those old Steven Seagal movies?
No, I watched Steven Seagal when I.
Or more Van Damme?
No, I never liked Van Damme. He's too noisy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
He is. He's too noisy. He makes a lot of noise when he's fighting. I'm like, come on, man. You're not praying or something. You're fighting.
That's true. Steven Seagal definitely not noisy.
Well,
he's got stone. He's like a stone.
Yeah.
Natural born.
He just tells them like, "I'm gonna f you up." That's what he says, and he pretty does in his movie.
He probably says fuck.
Well, yeah, he said that's exactly what I'm trying to say. He said, "I'm gonna fuck you up."
Steven Seagal.
Yes, that's Steven Seagal.
Were you intimidated when when that elevator door opened?
No, really, because I didn't do anything to him, so I don't see him kicking my ass. But yeah, his figure is intimidating. And guess what? I actually thought that he is not wearing those ridiculous clothes that he normally wears in his movies that look like he's going for Muslim prayer or something. Those things that has laces on the front and got like some kind of decorative things with embroidery here. That's what but that's actually what he was wearing.
He wears all those bolo ties.
That's
what stone and the rope.
Yeah. And I was shocked. I thought that was just a movie thing. It turned out it's not a movie thing. That is Alamo.
You're in Jamaica and you played a couple games in Jamaica.
One game.
What? Yeah. Oh, you just played one game?
Yeah.
What was that like? I heard. It seems like I remember you saying something about something crazy, some weird experience in the stadium.
That's a lot of weird things that happened in Jamaica. Before we even got to Jamaica, I think we almost died.
How'd you almost die?
Well, the plane is supposed to land in what is it? The capital? Kingston. It landed in Montego Bay. And they said the plane had to land because the fuel pump blew up. So the plane landed in Montego Bay, And we stayed. This is like I'm talking about 9 o'clock, and we stayed in Montego Bay till like maybe 1 o'clock in the morning before another plane could take us to uh, Kingston. And when we got there and we coming out, the first thing I saw was a boy who is probably I said 12, 13. He's smoking a joint. It's so big. This is a big fat joint, and she's like 12. And the funny thing was that they had like a couple of cop cars and stuff parked around the area, and this kid is smoking this joint, and I'm looking at him going like, wow, that's a kid. That's a joint. That's a kid smoking a joint. What is going on here? But you know, it was pretty ridiculous. Then we went into the city, and uh, almost everybody you see has something they're smoking in their hands. I don't know if it's a cigarette because I ain't stopped, but I'm pretty, you pretty much have the idea about what's going on in Jamaica. So we went along with it. Then we went to the game at the National Stadium. I am still trying to think of the name of the team. It's a popular team, and we sat. Now the funny thing was that I was a starter this night. I'm the starting striker, but I
And
had
actually, and didn't you have a MLS record too for a while? Uh, most goals in a game, right?
oh yeah.
No big deal.
No,
It's no big deal.
that's nothing.
No big
That's
deal.
normal. I had 4 goals in one game, so
Yeah, whatever.
it's not normal. It's like somebody scoring 80 points in a basketball
Yeah,
game.
that's it. No big
That's
deal.
the
It's
equivalent.
no big deal.
That's the equivalent. It's like scoring 80 points in a basketball game, or a quarterback throwing for like 9 touchdowns in a game. That's the equivalent. It doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
You're probably going to score 4 goals in a game, official game, maybe once in your entire life. I mean, I'm talking about all the people that played with you in that particular generation of maybe 15 years. It doesn't happen every day. 4 goals, 3 goals, yeah, you get that's what we call a hat trick, like in hockey. That would happen. Maybe a couple of players will do that in a season.
So there's no name for a four
No,
trick.
because it doesn't happen. It's not. It's not normal. When you score 4 goals, it's like everybody go like, "Oh my God, wow, how can you do that?" It's virtually impossible. But if Kobe Bryant can score 82 points in one game, they remember he played a game. Yeah, so that's how it is. Once in a while, it will happen. I got one. But I was talking back to Jamaica, right? So I was injured. I could play, but it's one of those calls that the coach has to make, saying like, you know what, we need this game. I know you're a little banged up. You gotta go in, tough it up, and play. It could either make me get worse, like I get more injured, or it could come out like that. I ended up not playing in the entire game because in the first 15 minutes we scored like 3 goals. So the game was pretty much over by then. So the coach just told me, hey, just sit there. You're not gonna play. We're gonna keep it. So I'm sitting on the bench. This game is at 7. It's already dark, and it got really cloudy. It was really, playing at night. There's floodlights, and then suddenly, like, it's this huge white cloud on top of the stadium. This is the people smoking weed in the stadium. They smoke so much weed that it sat up there like a smoke. But that was not the kicker. The kicker was that we're sitting on the bench, watching the game, and then the referee blew the whistle for halftime. And I tried to get up to go into the locker room and almost fell down. I was high from the smoke. I'm not kidding. I literally got up and like staggered like 10 feet away. Like I'm trying to get my grips. I'm going pop, 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 and I catch myself. And the doctor was saying like, oh my God, he's high. Because they knew what was going on. Like this weird thing all hanging all over the place. And then while we were watching the game, we're looking back and we're enjoying it. These Jamaicans, they're looking out to party. They were like partying and just having fun. Because their team is getting blown out. And the only thing they could do was party. And I'm looking back there, and these guys were running the runners of the weed, they were running up and down the stand
So
selling the weed.
like a concessionaire,
Yeah,
like selling peanuts. With
yeah,
like a
but it's
weed.
only that they're selling weed, but the weed is in a branch. It's like a branch of a tree, and they're running up and down. And when you give them the money, they pluck off a branch and give it to you. And we're literally watching this thing and laughing and going, we're like, oh my God, this is awesome. Look at these people. And it was
Wow,
crazy.
I love Jamaica. That's powerful, Jamaica.
Yeah.
It sounds like we need to make a trip to Jamaica.
I can't now. I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah. Well, we could go to Mexico too, because you played in Mexico for a while.
Yes, I did.
And where did you play in Mexico?
Toluca, a year, then Monterrey.
And that's the Rayados, right?
Yes, Rayados de Monterrey.
Y también hablas español.
Ah, sí, sí. Muy bien, señor.
Okay.
Soy latino de corazón.
Woo! Poderoso.
No de sangre, de corazón. El sangre soy africano.
Sí, güey.
Pero de corazón soy mexicano.
Yeah.
Y salvadoreño, un poquito.
A little bit, what is it, the papusa? You know,
Oh, yeah. Pupusa.
Paputa.
That's a bad word, but
yeah, that's don't go call people.
if you take the first poo and you just use the second poo and the ta, that's puta. That's a different ball game, right?
Yeah, don't ever call someone puta.
No. You go get your ass
don't
kicked.
do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yes, I played in Monterey.
You played Monterey.
Yeah.
So, but you get started in Sierra Leone, right?
Well, that's where I was born. So yeah.
And what are some memories of Sierra Leone? What happens in Sierra Leone?
Well,
is there civilization? There's cities. There's big cities.
Yeah.
Big cities.
Well, what happened in Sierra Leone is that people don't file bankruptcies. That's
why don't they file bankruptcy?
Because people don't get into debt. Everything you have, you own. We don't have a credit system. So if I have this house, like this Alamo where we are right now,
yeah,
it's 110% my Alamo. I don't have no bank calling me 3 months later and say you owe me money. So there is no bankruptcy. Everything you own, people don't go into the dealership and say, I like that car. Can I buy it? And they say, yes, give me $1,000 and pay us $1,000 every month. No, you walk into the car dealership and they say, how much is that car? I say, $13,000, and you write a check or you pull out cash for $13,000 and you walk away with the car. That's how it's done. So nobody filed for bankruptcy because everything you have you own.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
It is. That's the one first thing that I noticed when I came into this country. I was like, wow, people sit there and say, this is my house, when really it's not your house. Somebody can come and tell you you gotta leave tomorrow because you didn't pay for it. So in my head, I'm going like, wow, we had it so good in Africa. My dad's house was his house. He literally paid people money and they came and built it. You know, they built it, put everything there. That's his house.
Wow, that's so different than people in America who they think it's a right of theirs to obtain 100% credit to buy a new house.
Yeah.
Why versus it's your right to save up 100% of the cost and buy the goddamn house.
And buy the goddamn house. There you go. That's the difference. And that's why we have, you know, those people that walk into the court and say, I'm broke, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you came over to DC, right?
Yes.
And what's the process of why did you come to the US?
I don't know, I got sick of it.
You got sick of Sierra Leone?
I guess so.
Just a bunch of bullshit?
No, not really. Actually, my parents forced me. You know, I was there, I was having fun, I was playing soccer, I was popular, you know.
Yeah.
People talk about me everywhere I go. They call me, that's why they got me the nickname T-Boy, because I was a boy and I was already playing in the first division, the National League, just like the NFL. Think of the NFL. I am 16 and I'm already a quarterback there. And people are going like, wow. I mean, there is no money, but there was there was glory and gratification, and people like going like, wow, it's good. My target was, okay, I'll get myself into a country that can afford to pay for my services. That's the way I looked at it. And I was having fun. I was a kid and I was already playing in the first division, and everybody knows me. I don't pay for services anymore. And I was traveling with the national team abroad and coming back. So I was having fun. And then my parents came and told me, you're going to America. You finished high school. You got your high school diploma. So you're going to go to America. And then we're going to figure out a way to get into college. And I really did not want to come, but they talked me into coming. And I decided finally, I showed up in America January
So
12th.
so you weren't necessarily you weren't the one going,
No,
I want to go.
no,
You're
no,
kind of
no.
like enjoying yourself,
Oh yeah, yeah. I was having a party.
and your parents are like, you gotta get the
Yeah,
fuck out.
you gotta go. I was there still in my dad's car at night when he's sleeping.
Oh yeah, that's
Me and my
probably
friends and go party.
Who hasn't done that?
Yeah, we push the car down like 2 blocks and I would crank it up and then just go on. I was a teenager that was popular. I can't show up at a nightclub on a taxi. I gotta show up in a car. My dad wouldn't give me his car, so we stole it.
And what's so awesome is that that's in Sierra Leone. You know, a lot of the people listening may not even have ever heard of that place before. And guess what? People do the same goddamn things there that
Yeah,
they
they
do
do
here.
here. There you go. I came in and learned that kids steal their parents' car and go party. I'm like, we do the same thing back home. And it's not just even me. We actually do a community service. And I have 4 friends. The other guy's name is Abdul, the same friend, one of my best friends. He's in England now. And another guy's name is Tamba. He's in England. And Pwembu, he's somewhere here. I think he's in Minnesota or something. And the 4 of us, all our parents have cars. So this weekend we'll steal my dad's car. The next weekend we'll steal that dad's car. Yeah, we keep rotating.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
one day we got caught. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, life goes on.
It does go on. So you came over then. So your parents kind of push you one way or another to the U.S. You show up to the U.S. The idea is to get a college education.
That's the idea.
So what happened with
The idea was for me to get here and then just figure shit out. The idea is America is the land of opportunity and just see what happens. Come here, maybe work and get into college somehow, any which way. But right now you're in Sierra Leone. Let's get you to America and then we'll figure it out.
And mainly you got into America through your sister, right?
Yeah, my sister's been here since like 1969, 70.
69.
Yeah, sister's been here forever. So she was well established, and then 1988. And then I had a few other powerful relatives. The person who brought my sister here, his name is my uncle Bello, and he's the one that actually brought my sister here and brought a whole lot of other family members here. He's entrenched in Maryland. He's well connected to. So there was that network of family members. So they brought me here in January of 1988.
And you got hooked up with you were playing you were playing soccer, right? On a field one day.
Just when I got here in '88, I have cousins here. I have cousins, Edward, James. I have a bunch of cousins, boatload of them. So they would come. They knew me that I was a big soccer kid back home. I was playing soccer and my name is out there and everything. So as soon as I came, there's this leagues. In the evening, they go down to DC and play pickup soccer in the park, and everybody wanted me to be in their team. So I was going out there, I would play and come back, and then this one day, James called me up and said, "This is 1988. Yeah, I mean, maybe the president of the United States had a cell phone. Maybe Jack Nicholson had a cell phone. But it wasn't cell phone. It's not like how a 10-year-old kid has one now. There's no cell phone. So my cousin called me up on the landline at home. I'm like, come on, let's go play soccer. I told him, he said, no, I'm not going. He said, no, man, come on, let's go. And when we play soccer there, we bet. That's the other catch. We bet. They say like, who wins this game? We bet $20 and play the game. So if you win 5 games, it's $100 right there. So they're gonna go play a bet game, and they said I gotta go because when I go, we win. I win for them. I literally just run the other team off the field by myself. So we went there in DC in Catabaron, where they play the Virginia Slims. I don't know if they're still playing there.
Yeah.
Catabaron, right there on 16th and Calorama, around that area. We went there and we're playing, and I was doing a slalom run from one angle. I was taking players one after the other, like one, two, cutting players down. I mean, dribbling through the entire field and dribble the goalie and just put it in the goal. I was making that run. It just so happened that the captain of University of the District of Columbia soccer team was walking on the street and looking and seeing and just saw me on that run. Like he just stopped and go like, wow, wow. What did I just see? So he stopped and he watched the entire training, the entire day. He just watched us for like two hours or I don't know how long. And then when we finished, and I was going into to the car, my cousin, because I just got, I didn't have a car. And he came up to me and he said like, "Oh man, I saw you playing, man. You're a good player. What are you doing in America?" I said, "Oh, I just came here like a few months ago. I'm going to try to get into college." And he's like, "Oh wow, that's good. Why don't you come to my school tomorrow and talk to my coach? I am the captain, introduce himself." I'm like, sure. So I went home and I told my sister and I told her what happened. She's like, "Wow, really? When do you want to go?" I said, he said, "Let's go to the school tomorrow." And he gave me the number and we called and the coach said, "Please come down." And my sister drove me down there at Van campus. And it turned out the coach said, "I have heard everything I needed to hear. I can offer you a full ride at this university if you can accept it." I came to the United States to go to college. My idea was to come here, work, and pay my way through a community college, and then when I can afford it, transfer to a 4 year school. And here I am, because of soccer, I got a full ride in a major university in DC, and I took it, and that's how my soccer path started.
So, so at that moment, for all intents and purposes, that's your dream fulfilled.
It is completely.
You got full ride, university in America, playing soccer, and then one day, what happens?
Well, I almost got blown off the water because I made some decisions and some people didn't like it. Um, when I came to this country, I was staying. My sister had a condo in Alexandria, and I was staying there with my brother and my cousin and my brother's wife. And so basically, I was paying rent at the condominium that she has. But since I was now going into college, I have to get. I came here on a visitor's visa. For people that don't know that, there are different kind of visas that they give you. They have a visa that is called a B2 visa. That's the visitor's visa. That is if you just walk into an embassy anywhere in the world and say, "I need to go visit Disney World." They'll give you that visa if they think you can, if they feel like they want to give it to you. And then you come and visit and leave. You have to go back before your visa expires. It's normally 3 months, that visa. Then they have another visa that they give you. They call it a student visa. It's an F1 visa. That's the title. That one gives you the right to go to school, get an education in this country. I had a visitor's visa, and they had to convert it to an F1 visa. And for them to do that, I have to have somebody to sponsor me, meaning I have to have a sponsor as somebody that would say, in case things don't go right, I can take care of this person. He's not going to be a burden to the state or the federal government, go on welfare and all that bullshit.
Shit.
So my sister, who was well established, had a good job. She qualified to sponsor me for that. So she sponsored me, and I got my visa, F1 visa. But after I got that visa, she told me that I have to stay at her condo. Well, she was profiting very much from it because all the money that the room and board that the school was paying to me, I mean, for me, that they would have paid in the dormitories, they will pay to her because I'm staying at her place.
Right.
So it's a lot of money.
Right.
But I wanted to live the American dream. I want to live on campus. I want to go to the after parties. I want to go to the slumber parties. I want to go to the frat parties.
You want to?
I hear all this bullshit
All
about
bullshit.
American.
You can egg the security guards on campus.
There you go, and get away with it,
Yeah.
you know, and do all kind of crap and have fun. But I wasn't doing that. I have all my other soccer teammates were all telling me every day at practice about how they had a blast on campus and how they did this. I gotta finish class and go home in Alexandria. I mean, it's not far away, but I gotta go home. I can't stay there. So when we finished the fall semester, I came to my sister and I said, you know what? I think I want to go stay on campus. So I'm going to sign my waiver to you and I'm going to move to campus. And she said, no. I said, but that's what I want to do. So I went to the school. I went to the financial aid office where you do scholarships and stuff. And I signed the paper saying that I'm going to move into campus. So the checks stop going to her. Instead, the checks now start going to, the proper authorities that deal with campus and my food. And that was it. So that caused the problem.
What kind of problem did that cause?
A lot of problems. You want me really to talk about
Well,
it?
I think like obviously I know the story, and to me, what's so I don't know the thing that a lot of people can relate to is this concept of sometimes in your life you feel like you've reached the spot. You're at this place in life where you've met your goals. You think you're on top of the world.
Oh, yeah.
You're as happy as you could be. And then you decide, I'm going to move on campus. I'm going to start partying. I'm going to go next level. I'm going to have a great ass time. Really enjoy myself. Maybe we just skip and say, because of this move,
It didn't work.
long story short is you had to get a new sponsor for immigration.
I have to tell you that. I'm just trying to make sure that, yeah. But yeah, what happened was my sister,
I mean,
who was my sponsor.
Okay,
No, I'll
okay,
tell you. My
okay.
sister, who was my sponsor, got mad that the check stopped going to her because I decided to move on into campus. And when that happened, she went to immigration and withdrew a sponsorship of my visa.
Wow.
Me not knowing that.
Wow.
I'm on campus like January, February, March. I'm partying. I'm living the La Vida Loca.
La Vida
Loca. I'm living the Vida Loca. I'm on campus now and I'm doing everything that I don't need to hear them telling me stories anymore. I'm living the stories.
You're doing it.
I am part of the story now. And then one day I walked to school, went into class. I finished class. I'm like, oh, let's stop. And then somebody told me like, oh, the coach is in the office. He wants to talk to you. No big deal. I went to another class. I finished that class. Have my bag, sling back. I walk by the office and say hello to coach. What does he want? Problems. I walked in there. This is like 11 in the morning. And the coach looked at me and said, Abdul, we have a big problem. What did I do? He said, it's not what you did, it's what somebody did. He said, as of now, you are not a student at UDC. You are going to have to find a sponsor because your visa to make you a student in the USA has been revoked effective like last week. So you can't go back to class until you can find a new sponsor. They said, that's all I can tell you is that you're not a student right now in America. right now you're an illegal alien and you need to get your ass back to Sierra Leone. That's basically what he was trying
So
to tell me.
literally, you walk into the office.
Yeah.
You're still on top of the. You're feeling even better. You're partying on
Yeah,
campus.
because I just went partying the
You're
night
a
before.
you're a legal American.
Oh yeah,
Legal. And then you, after that conversation,
it's
you're
done.
an illegal alien.
Yeah,
You gotta get your ass out of the
I
country.
had to jump on a
You're
plane
no longer
and
a
leave.
student.
Yeah.
You can't play soccer anymore.
No, I'm done.
Dreams been crushed.
Yeah, I'm done. I have to leave the country, go home. I'm done here. My visa has been revoked. The F1 visa, the student visa that gives me the right to stay in America, has been null and void a week ago. So I need to get out. The letter just came to the school from immigration.
So what do you do? Like, where do you get what?
I went into the subway and cried. I started crying walking out the door, and I'm crying and I'm walking. I'm 19.
19.
I'm walking down the elevator
I mean, first, how many people at the age of 19? You've already visited how many countries? You've been around the world. You moved to the U.S. The American dream.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
You're on the metro.
Yeah. Crying. Not knowing where I'm going. I'm just sitting there going like, wow, I'm fucked. Wow. It's all over. I was at a great party last night with a ton of girls. And,
oh yeah.
You know, you guys are you were
what's up?
You were in college. You know what I'm
DC
talking
girls.
about. It's a party, and my university is neighborhood with American University and Georgetown, and it's all these girls in park. I just had a blast last night, and here I am. I gotta find a plane and go home. I'm done. So I'm sitting in this subway in the metro. I got in the Van Ness. And I think I rode the train back and forth like 3 times to the end of the line and back. And I'm just sitting there with my bag, not knowing what to do because I can't even go on campus. I can't go into my campus, my dorm room. I probably just have to go in there, grab my shit, and leave because all what they're paying, they have stopped. I am no longer a student. I have to go get my shit and get out. And I'm sitting there crying and wondering why me? And I see happy people coming in and laughing and talking. I'm going, I used to be me. Now look at me. I'm heading home. My life is over. And then this guy, this was like a little after March, maybe February, ending March. I can't remember. But it wasn't warm yet. It was a little chilly kind of time, so we were still wearing jackets. So this guy came in a suit, a little older guy, probably in like his early 60s, and he had on this nice suit and the coat that comes all the way to the knees. What do you call that? Trench coat. Nice wool trench coat. And he walked in.
Lots of novelties inside the jacket.
Yeah, kind of thing like that, And he walked in with a briefcase and he sat down. And he was sitting across from me and he saw me and I'm crying. And then after a while, he came up to me and he got up. He came right and stood right next to me and said, "What's up, son? What's going on?" And I'm like, I can't tell you. You don't need to know. He said, "No. I want to know. Why are you crying? What's your problem?" I said, "This is it for me. My life is over." And he's like, "Life is over?" I said, "How old are you?" I'm like, 19. "Your life is over at 19? He said, "Son, what can be so bad that your life is going to be over at 19? Tell me." I'm like, "No, I don't want to tell you. It's a lot of problems." I said, "I have all the time in the world. I can listen to you." He said, "Tell me." So I told him. He sat down and I told him everything. I said, "My sister withdrew her sponsorship, and now I am not a student anymore. As of 3 hours ago, I am practically thinking of ways to get a ticket and fly back home because right now I'm an illegal alien in America." And he's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "This is your sister?" I said, "Yeah, same mom and same dad." Same mom and dad. This is not a stepsister. This is blood. This is true blood right there. And he's like, "What are you doing right now?" I said, I don't know. I'm just riding the train, trying to figure out shit." And he's like, why don't you come with me? I'm like, where are we going? He said, just come with me. And I'm like, okay. And we went all the way to Crystal City from Van Ness, crossing to Alexandria, Crystal City. And we got off the train and we walked. And he didn't say much. He just kept walking. And we got to this building. And he turned out to be a top dog in an accounting firm, I think, big firm. And I think he was a partner. He walked in and people are walking up to him and he's signing papers and he just kept walking and staff like running to this guy and he just keeps signing papers and kept walking. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? You know. And then he told me, he said, like, sit right there, son. And I sat down. He went into this office, which I found out later was like a stadium, a huge office with a couple of secretaries in there. And I sat outside and I waited, and then after a while, one of the secretaries came and called me, and I went in there. And when I went in, I saw a guy walk in before I went in. So then I went in. Turned out that guy is his lawyer. And then he told the lawyer, he told me, he said, tell the lawyer what you need. I said, I need an affidavit of support. And then the lawyer said, for what? I said, because I have a student visa, but now I don't have a sponsor, so I need a sponsor. And he said, oh, okay, yeah, I got it. He said, well, I am not that kind of lawyer. We need an immigration lawyer. And he started rambling to the guy. And the guy said, whoa, quiet. He said, can it be done? And the lawyer said, yeah, sure, it's a piece of cake. It's just not what I do. That's not my field. He said, okay, just bring me the papers to sign. Take this boy and go. I have work to do. He said, bring me any papers you need for me to sign. I'll sign it. You have my document. You go do it. And that was it. Next thing I knew, I went back to campus. He signed all my documents that same day. Whatever they did, who called immigration, I don't know. But next thing I knew, my F1 visa was effective again, and I'm back in school. Just like that. Never met this guy before in my
Wow,
life.
that's so crazy. Like just totally out of nowhere. Here's this
Mhm.
guy. You never met him before.
Never. He's a Jewish guy.
Just some Jewish guy.
I hate when people talk bad about Jewish people because uh, I've met a few that have been very good people.
Really good to
Oh
you.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
very,
that's a life
very,
changing
very, very good
like
people.
decision he made.
He changed my life. He kept me here, and if he hasn't kept me here, I don't know. I mean, I was a good player. I might have gone back to Africa
Yeah,
and maybe channel myself into Europe and become a successful soccer player in Europe. But that is in retrospect. We don't know.
that's right.
That might never had materialized. But what has materialized right now is Abdul Thompson Concert of today, who went to El Salvador, moved into Mexico, played for his national team, and played in the MLS in San Jose and in DC, had a charity foundation and made a lot of kids happy in Sierra Leone and everything, all because of one person.
Yeah, that's a huge impact.
It
Huge
is.
impact.
It is.
And I almost, I mean, when I hear something like that, it's just, it kind of makes you feel like if you have that opportunity to be that person for somebody else in their life, and sometimes it doesn't mean money. Like in this case, it was just a legal matter.
Yeah.
Some immigration lawyers had to be on top of it
Yeah.
and get you a sponsor.
Yeah.
I mean, it costs money and time to do that, but uh, sometimes you can help somebody out and literally change their life by just simply giving attention to a problem they're having.
A simple problem.
Simple problem.
Simple problem.
And, to me too, you're born with family. Like, you don't have a choice in that. But what
No.
you do have a choice is who the people you actually have in your life.
Yeah.
And around you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the people that put energy into your life, positive or negative. And I feel like that's the choice everybody has.
That's the choice, and I made those choices after that incident, and I am very happy about the choices that I made after that. Pretty happy right now.
Very happy.
Oh yeah.
This has been great, Tommy. We're gonna hook you up. We're gonna get some shout outs. So again, you're up on Twitter. So how do they get you on Twitter? Abdul
Abdul Tikon.
T Conte.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tweet that out too.
Yes.
I'll tweet that out for you. We'll give some
Right
shout
out
outs.
there.
And you're currently going to DC to do some private. You're doing some team and private coaching,
Yes.
right? And training.
Both of them.
But they can go to your website, which is
Conte Soccer Academy.
yeah, Conte Soccer Academy. I'll tweet that out too.
.com.
And actually, if anyone's in the DC or San Diego areas, and you know someone that's interested in private one-on-one training,
You want to train with the best. You roll with the best.
that's it. I mean, when we're talking the best, we're talking the best. You can go to his YouTube channel, which is linked on your website, right?
Yes, it is.
And just watch how fast this dude is. And if you're down in Mexico or you're familiar with Latin American soccer, La Máquina,
I know. They call me La Gazella.
La Gazella.
Yeah, you know what La Gazella is? It's the gazelle.
That's
When I take off, it's like a missile getting shot out. It's so funny. Like I literally teams when I played in Mexico, teams had to change their strategy completely to play against me. It's not like I'm the best player in the Mexican league. It's not like I'm the best player in my team. By far, I had a player called Antonio Mohamed who is uh, what do you call it? Soccer personified. He is the epitome of soccer. Great player. He's the coach now for the Zolos of Tijuana.
What was his name?
wow.
Antonio Mohamed. Great player. I mean, I had another player there with me, Christian Torres from Chile. Awesome player. I had another player, the Mexican Marcelinho Banao. Great player. I could go down the list that I played with. But they never had to change. The other team never had to change their system of defense because of those players, but they had to change it for me. Why? Because I'm the Gazelle.
That's right, the Gazella.
They put the ball up there. The ball is like 20 feet away. The guy is 5 feet from the ball. I am 25 feet from that ball. I get it before he does. He has 5 feet to run. I have 20 feet to run. I get there before him.
And this is
So what they did was that they said, I know how they did the basketball thing back in the 90s, 2000 called Akashak.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they hack me. At the minute I take off, they just pull me down, like don't let him go. Just bring him down and take a foul.
So you were actually those are real fouls, unlike now.
No, they hack me. They really they would like stand in front, and as soon as I take off, they push you down.
You weren't doing the bloody diva.
No, I wasn't doing the bloody diva.
You weren't flopping around.
I know.
But we were just watching Champions League. Your team unfortunately lost today.
Oh, but we won the game. Actually, 2-0.
Won the game. And what team is that?
With Arsenal.
I'm a big Arsenal fan, but
Yeah,
they're out.
big.
So who's still in right now?
Malaga is in from Spain. Bayern Munich, fuck them. They just beat my team. They're in. Real Madrid is in. Barcelona, fuck them too. Yeah, they're in. Juventus is in. I got 3 more. Oh my god. You need to give me more wine. It helps my memory.
The microphone stand right now is being held up by the wine box. That's why we gotta wrap this up.
Oh shit! I forgot that part.
I know.
You see, he is in this mega studios on the bottom, on the belly of the Alamo, and the mic is sitting on a wine box.
An old wine box.
An old wine box because somebody broke the tripod, and the sound engineer
That's right.
can fix it. I said fire him. I told you that.
Fired.
He can fix the mic thing.
He's already fired.
It's ridiculous. You know?
So yeah, betting odds. Who's left in Champions League? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna take it? They want to put some money down.
If I'm gonna put my money down, I'll put it on Juventus.
Juventus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Turin. They're solid. Even though Barcelona is probably the best team out there, they are very susceptible to a team that is tactical, as Juventus, as Real Madrid. can beat them. You only need a certain chemistry and a certain technique to beat Barcelona. Barcelona is clearly the best team left in
Right.
the
Messi.
but they will not win it because they will lose to a team like Juventus because Juventus will soak it up and then will like just strike from the wings, which Barcelona is not very good at.
But you,
They cannot defend on the wings better. They defend more central with PK, the guy who's screwing that girl named Shakira.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
You heard it. It's a lock
No, I
on
know.
Juventus. That's a lock.
It's a job.
Put
It's a
your
lot.
money down. It's a jock lock. Put it down.
I should
Juventus take the
I
Champions
I
League.
should go to Vegas and bet on it.
You go put some money down. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Let's
go.
Put like $2.
But we got to get out of the Alamo.
I want to lose. I don't want to lose more than $2 because if I lose more than $2, I start pulling my hair. So I'll bet $2 on Juventus. So if they lose, it's no bone off my back. It's just a $2 chuck.
Just if you don't know $2 chuck, go hit up Trader Joe's. Big fan of the TJs. You know, the other thing, Tommy, that's really awesome is that not only are you left-handed like myself,
Yeah.
so cross-cultural, cross-continental, connection we have. On top of that, though, even though you're born in a whole other continent, we both share one of our favorite TV shows of all time.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yes, we do. I love Seinfeld.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that
yes.
show. You can give me Seinfeld and wine in a deserted island and don't come back for a year. You give me the complete package of all the Seinfeld that is on this planet, and you stock my place with wine.
Not just any wine.
You can go and
Merlot.
Merlot.
Right? Merlot. Okay.
You can go and come back a year later. I probably might not even move. I'll probably be on the same sofa, chilled back there, and watching Seinfeld and laughing my ass off. Yeah, I love Seinfeld. It's a great show. The fun is quirky and dry.
Yeah, I
They don't try hard. They just say shit, and sometimes they say the truth.
Now, a lot of people may be hearing this, and I know younger people in particular may never even have watched a single episode of Seinfeld. Do you have a favorite episode?
Oh, yeah, the Soup Nazi.
The Soup Nazi. Yeah, it's a classic.
The Soup Nazi is a classic. If you watch that show and don't fall down laughing, I think you need some meds. You need to check with Rush Limbaugh and get some.
Yeah, and so you're excited. I saw you started reading that book. I gave Tommy a copy. It's one of the first political books I ever read back in 8th grade. Was Rush Limbaugh's The Way Things Ought to Be, and Tommy's real excited to get into the mind of
a sick person,
great American hero.
No, it's a sick person. I don't like him, for the record, so as you just know. I really despise Rush Limbaugh. I have never heard his radio show. The first time I heard him on radio, I got into this country. I was so shocked. I'm like, I need to hear this guy again to make sure that it wasn't an echo. And I heard him a second time and go like, okay, I don't like that person. He is a bad person. So I've been prejudiced because I listened to 2 radio shows, and I didn't like him. And I never ever heard from him again, in my perspective. And I saw this book. I just want to figure out how he thinks, really what he's talking about. Just want to know. I'm a curious cat. I want to find out what Rush Limbaugh is actually. So I'm going to read that book and see what it's made of.
There's better books to read, but to quell your curiosity, you should definitely check it out and see. But yeah, I always thought that was great. You get some good pain pills from.
Well, you see, there you go. I heard he's got the hook up of pain pills, Vicodin.
It's always interesting how the people who are big fan of the war on drugs tend to be the biggest pill poppers around.
Well, they always say like, don't do as I say, don't do like as I do. You know how it is. So he could be sitting there saying like, don't do drugs, and then he turns around and goes, don't do as I do, but do as I say.
Yeah, people have a problem with wanting to tell everyone what to do.
Oh yeah, like Jimmy Swaggart.
Oh yeah.
The devil got a hold of my pants. I don't know how that. I have no idea how that works. How can the devil hold your pants? But then again, this is the USA. Strange shit happens. I've been around too long, man. I've seen strange shit. Jimmy Swagger's been a strange one.
That's a great
The
one.
devil took a hold of my pants. You know, I had to actually.
And by the way, we're referring to the you go on YouTube, Jimmy Swagger. I have sinned.
Yeah,
That's the video.
and then
Check
he,
that out.
and
It's
then he
awesome.
took the microphone and then he turned to his wife and he addressed her directly. What's her name again?
Mrs. Swagger.
Mrs. Swagger. The devil took a hold of my pants. And I'm sorry I followed him. I succumbed to weakness.
Succumbed.
Whatever.
No, I'm saying he come to weakness.
He can't.
That's what I mean. I'm not correcting your
I am
accent.
glad we are in the belly of the armadillo or whatever they call
The
it.
belly of liberty.
The belly of liberty. Because if somebody's coming on the top there with something that has no personality, like Elaine said, I don't know. That could be a problem.
He's talking about
Because-
circumcised penis.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
non-circumcised.
Oh,
sorry.
uncircumcised.
They have no personality.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
a-
Elaine
a-
said.
yeah.
I didn't say it. Not like there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah. No.
But Elaine said,
That's what you like.
it has no personality. Well, Elaine saw it. I haven't seen one.
That's true.
I don't
You've
know.
never seen an uncircumcised?
I take that back. Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey, I play soccer.
Maybe.
We
Yeah.
all go. We all go into the shower and shower. I don't bend down to pick up a soap that I know. You know, but I have seen some
You've seen some major.
no personality things.
Major
Yeah,
link.
if you know what I'm talking
major.
about. Yeah, that's normal. Come on, you're in the shower. It's not
You're in
like
the shower.
everybody's gonna get snip. You know?
No.
And some people are going like, hey, no, man. I don't need a moil in my zip code.
If you don't know what a moil is, look it up. It's disgusting. All right, so we've been here. This is number one podcast. This is how we do it. Sometimes we do this. Sometimes I talk shit the whole time by myself. But Tommy, I appreciate you coming. We're gonna have you back in again, anytime, every time. Always glad to have you over. We're gonna get you next jerk chicken next time you come through, and I look forward to that. So thanks again, Tommy. Look him up on Twitter. We're gonna close down the Alamo right now.
Yeah, broads out there.
Say goodbye in Creole, of course. Break off some Sierra Leone.
You know, a Creole is bad English.
Yeah, it's like
So
pigeon.
basically say bye bye.
And you're in peace.
That's what it is.